Happy Thursday. So here's where I'm at. Back from Mexico. I still have a cold, but it's almost gone. I have this cough and sinus headache. My brain's not up to par. I slept till 2 today because I don't feel good yet. And now I'm showing up as a panelist for some community event for like women voters and race in the community. I am slightly concerned about the event, and so we'll see how this goes. The panelists, I would say, are slightly controversial in regards to the issue of race, and to have serious conversations. A lot of prep work should be done beforehand with the guests to make sure it's a safe space, and that wasn't done. And because that wasn't done, I know one panelist actually contacted me and decided not to come, which I don't blame her. I wanted to cancel too once I saw who the other panelists were. But I'm here at Ivy Tech Community Center for the League of Women Voters to talk about race in our community. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so to follow up, so you're not just left hanging. I'm driving home right now. I got out I'm gonna back up. The way I navigate the world is that I have some raw extreme emotions sometimes, like sad, angry, whatever. And even though I think they're valid, the world doesn't need to hear them. And I just need to acknowledge them, express them, and then I move on and say things that are appropriate. And by appropriate, I mean actually beneficial for people to hear. So I got out some of my rant, and overall the meeting went well. I'm going to say that the chief of police said most of the right things. And he said most of the right things probably because the city police department has now been held accountable. Oh shit, I almost ran a red light. Bam. The chief of the Elkhart City Police Department has been held accountable for some recent inappropriate acts. Like they beat a drunk man in handcuffed because he spit in their face, which really, well, okay. So that's another subject. He said a lot of the right things, and it was pretty good overall. I'm gonna say though, the biggest thing that is not done is there's not an acknowledgement or an accountability to the nasty that has existed in this community since the community existed. Okay, so first let's just start. Police. The idea of police were created to control the slaves. It was a way to use the white indentured to control the black and put them above and control the slaves. And so if that's your foundation, if that's what police started from, how and what needs to be done to shift that? Because there is valid use in police. But I think as a nation, we need to actually start from scratch and think what are our expectations and needs of police in a community? What are their true roles? And then what do we need to do to make that happen? That's step one. And step two is need to be accountable for the history of stuff. And so I can't tell you how many friends I have that we have been somewhere and there's an officer there that's, older and says, oh, when I was 17 or 25, this officer did this inappropriate racist thing. So that officer might have worked through his racist, ignorant, oppressive, horrific, nasty. Maybe, just giving the benefit of the doubt, may have. But the harm that he created still exists in the community because he has not been accountable to the community for those actions of violence. And so until your actions of violence have directly been acknowledged and those that have been hurt have a place for their voice, I don't know how anything else will happen. So, okay. I guess I should have said that's my takeaway. I didn't even say anything with a takeaway because I was really frustrated at the end. That would be my takeaway. Okay. So I made it to school. I thought my tire's going out. And because the window won't go down or up, I parked. Can you see this? There's my car. Oh, there's the wall. Yeah. I parked super, super close to the wall. So the window won't go up, hopefully. Someone could. You could do it like this. You could climb in like this. but hopefully nobody will. It sucks. Good morning, subs. So I'm on my friend's family vacation in the Smoky Mountains in Gatlinburg. Everyone's sleeping because they hung out all night. I went to bed early because I need to get up early to study, because we spent yesterday traveling and I could not really study very much in the car. Well, I didn't even try. Let's not pretend. I figured I'd get the car sickness or something. And then when we got here, we couldn't actually get into our cabin yet. So we went to Gatlinburg, which was super fun. We went on one of those like sky seat things that like take us up. Then we walked along a tree bridge. Oh, people got rooms right here. I don't want to wake them. So this, though, parking is scary. It's so steep. Like, even just walking's hard. Can you see that? I don't think you can tell how steep that thing is. But the cabin's beautiful. There's a hot tub. The upstairs has a pool table. There's 2 bedrooms. 1 full and 2 half baths. It's really pretty. And because we're in bear country, there's lots of funny warnings so that we don't try to play with or pet the bears. All of us city folk. Okay, I'm gonna start doing homework now. Good morning. Good morning, subs. I stayed at my friend Ashley's house today. She lives 2 blocks from the school, and her apartment is pretty awesome. And it's fun. I am reappreciating hanging out with women and how life-giving that is for me. Oh, and I have a chin-zit. Yesterday it was hurting, so today's better. We have a midterm and evidence today. I like evidence because when I was in my internship, Pete, the person over me, said it's one of the most important things, make sure you learn it. And so, like, all of me wants to learn it. All of it. Like master, like the back of my head, like the alphabet. And I only have so much energy. So, hopefully I'll do well on the midterm, although I don't think I know everything perfectly. But it's because I keep taking these vacations. It ruins my study time. Okay, keep you updated.